And just notice where you're at. You know, however it is you're showing up today. Are you feeling a little bit jangly? Are you feeling happy? Something bothering you? And just allow it to be there and just look at it. And then just let it go. It's nothing. And check your body, feet, legs, sits bones, shoulders over the hips, hands in the meditation mudra. And just imagine your spine is that string of pearls of light. And somebody is above you, maybe very gently lengthening your spine like a puppeteer. And imagine the crown of your head is going towards the ceiling. And tip your head forward just a little bit, putting some length in the back of the neck. Tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw, eyes down, looking along the length of the nose to a spot a couple of inches ahead if they were open. And bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Relax the back of the head, the ears, the inner ear, the temples, the jaw, back of the neck. Just release any tension there, and also in your shoulders. Allow your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly. Just let it all go, but still keep lengthening. So don't let your posture drop or slump. You just want to be nicely aligned and alert. Relax the limbs, hands, fingers and feet and toes, and bring the mind to the breath. Just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And check if there's any sounds in your environment. Is your mind running off to investigate? So if it is, then just very gently pull it back to the breath. Just noticing the sensation of the air as you're breathing in and out. And then check your thoughts again. And just allow them. And just notice what's arising. And just try not to follow the thoughts or judge what's going on in your mind. And just let it flow. And we put ourselves on the bank of our river. And while we're sitting there, watching objectively, rather than somehow getting entangled in our mind, we're kind of free. So now I'll bring to mind again all those people of our life. The ones we love, that we care about, that we worry about, that we make plans for, that we help. And then those ones who we do have a bit of difficulty with, and then there's the strangers. And it's appropriate that we, in our mind, we might have equal concern, we might consider having equal concern with these three different groups of people in our life. Because they all have this wish to be happy, just like you. They all wish to be free from suffering, just like you. And they all have this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this meditation for this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension all sentient beings. And then think, remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We're working with our mind here. So we do create, all the negativity that we create is done with our mind. So we can also counteract that by creating positivity with our mind. So first is the power of regret. So just regret from the depths of your heart anything you've done to harm any sentient being today, somehow in this life or in any past lives. The reason we're regretting is based on this idea of karma, cause and effect. So everything we're experiencing right now is based on our past actions, our past karma. So if we cause suffering for others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And, problems are somewhat painful and also inconvenient and time-consuming and, not really in the direction we want to go very often. So it makes sense, therefore, it's logical to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And then think, I also regret my delusions, my anger, attachment, grasping, neediness, jealousy, bitterness, grudges. This is all just kind of like dirt over the top of this pure mind that you all have, that is always what you've had and is always who you are. This other stuff is just like temporary muck that we can get rid of. So then think, what can I do about this? Who can I rely on? So here we're relying on Buddha Vajrasattva. So we turn to Buddha Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor who has these methods we can use to purify. And we're not needing the Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, and you can also think that this is your teacher, your spiritual mentor, manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus, and this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud. Just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. And has this beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for us. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. In order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you may have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those people who have harmed you, and just try and have a sense of compassion for them, a wish for them to not suffer, because the harm they've caused you, the suffering they've caused you, is going to ripen as suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of remedy, and this is the medicine doing this practice of purification using visualization and mantra recitation. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, very forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body is now completely purified, and think there is no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So just imagine anytime anyone sees you or smells you or looks at you, gets a sense of you being there, benefits their mind. So next is a purification of speech, and again Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around, forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body. So it just kind of pours into you, fills you completely, except this time forcing up to the top of the body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows, again quite forcefully, just like, and disappears into space. Not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Mibowa, Anarakta Mibowa, Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mibowa, Sutokaya Mibowa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So feel happy now that your speech is completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is the purification of the mind. So again, Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful light from his heart chakra and arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a room that's pitch black and you switch on a light. That light instantly dispels the darkness. So the darkness in your mind, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind is instantly dispelled when the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart. So all the attachment and neediness and anger, grudges and bitterness and jealousy and wishing to harm, anxiety, depression, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Duda Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering, each of our own delusions, and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech are totally purified, gone. They disappeared completely. And imagine now there's nothing in your heart other than love and kindness and creativity and brilliance and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. And this time imagine Vajrasattva sends light and nectar So you can just imagine, if you wish, you can imagine as this light and nectar are pouring into you, you could maybe recite a couple of mantras each for the visualization that we've just done of the body, of the speech, and of the mind, or you can just recite, just imagine light pouring in, filling you completely and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kamasita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. Now feel you are completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. And even the very subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So next is a power of resolve, and this is they say the most important step in this purification process is the decision we make to try to refrain from harming. And the idea is that we just, over time, after kind of cutting into all of these habits that we have, it just becomes less and less and less, and all our good qualities start to take over. And then the other qualities, not qualities, are the things that we do that are habitual, that are harmful to others, they just sort of start to atrophy. So it just kind of works like that. We just keep on top of ourselves. So you make a decision, this is something I'm going to work on. My speech, my biting my nails, my eating too much, my smoking cigarettes, whatever it is you do that's harmful to yourself and others, make a decision. Give yourself a wee timeline, whether it's overnight while you're sleeping, 30 seconds, whatever it is. And then rejoice at your efforts. And this determination to sort of refrain and to sort of work on this is what gives us the courage to change. We just decide. Vajrasattva is delighted with you and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into a white light and absorbs into you, just kind of melts into you through your crown, and you think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. So you can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So just kind of, we break down our concrete view of the world. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Ho Tub Shul Chang Shin Jam Gon Galloway Tenzin Kyong Pelaway Kunza Dog Porze Chog Sum Kurwe Legmon to Drub Padag Sog Dulaje Gondu Jab Ten Shog. For Lama Ursul Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Sherab, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much, Alexis, for hosting. And I didn't say hi to you, Erin. Hello there. And Elizabeth. And Lorraine. Okay. And Coral and Hin. I'll just say hello to everybody all over again. And Mary. Lots of love, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. And stay safe. Sweet dreams. Good night, everybody.